Yo, what's good?
Hello.
Hello.
Hello over there.
I missed you.
I missed you. It's been so many weeks, so many days of my life.
Oh my gosh, I was a mess without you last time. You
Girl, you know what? We never even talked about how that went when I unexpectedly didn't show up because I was in Vermont.
Unexpectedly though, like because I completely
Yeah. Hello, Queen of Poetry. So yeah, I missed everybody. How did it go? I imagine
good.
you were juggling, similar to the Great Sigma.
I eventually figured it out, and I made it through the night. But I definitely missed you. I'm really excited about tonight, though, not just because of you, but I'm excited about our featured performer tonight. I'm just excited that some of you may not know this, but it's like 1:00 in the morning where I'm at because I am currently on a trip to the UK. So this is actually like our long distance, our longer distance than usual.
Yeah, it's like really virtual. What is it in my like 2020 reflection? I said something like across the borders, across the time distances or something. It's like we're really like putting that into play right now.
Facts. So I'm gonna do my very best to stay up for the show.
Yeah, we got our super comfy, cozy clothes on. I got my matching pajamas. I call these the Lazy 3000s.
Ooh, I like that. It looks comfortable. Yeah, I got my spread love legs and peanut butter.
Oh, I love that one. That's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
One of my favorites.
It's cold out here. It's like as cold as New York. So, I had to gear up.
Wow, it was definitely cold here today. I mean, I didn't leave my office, but it was definitely cold from what I've heard.
Well, I'm really excited. I guess we could go into the rules and regulations. We got some people backstage that we'll be letting into the screen shortly. But I know Leah V's got this part. See, this is the part that I was like, oh my gosh, what do I say?
Oh yeah, I need to share this document with you. Why don't you have this? Because
I have no idea.
We all have our role. Okay, but yeah, it's good to see everybody popping in. I'm so excited for tonight. We've got a great feature. Oh yes, guys, we're in my reading nook tonight. So we've got all my Leah V things. I wanted to show you guys baby Leah here. My mom put this down here tonight.
Oh.
Look at her. Yes. Be sure to show it later when she asks me to. I'm sure when she comes down here because we got the live audience tonight. But without further ado, I think it's time we get into some rules and regulations. All right, let's get into it. First and foremost, this is a safe space, so that we don't have any space for hate speech. We are pro LGBTQ. We are pro BLM. We are pro all the letters of the alphabet. We pride ourselves on the fact that we've created a community that is accepting, that we've had all people from all different walks of life. So we just won't tolerate it. And Jay will just have to get out that little Apollo cane and like just pull you out of here if you come through with any type of negativity. Just keep it positive. If you ain't got nothing nice to say, then just say nothing at all. Anyway, moving on. We have 5 minutes per performer. That is 5 minutes per performer. This does not mean that you only have to do one piece. If you are unsure of the length of the time you might have remaining, just make sure to ask Jay and I. Just say, hey guys, how much time do I have? Do I have time for one more? The reason we do this is so that we have enough time to have a lightning round at the end, and everybody gets a chance to go twice, and it feels like twice the show, twice the talent, twice the fun. So make sure you try to keep it under 5 minutes. Moving on, make sure you follow one another. Jay puts a lot of work into these banners in the bottom of the screen that have your information, that have our information. You see down there, and she takes her time out in between performances and gets that stuff on there, and it's really important in this day and age while we're in all different distances and places that we connect virtually. It's the way that we've all survived the last couple of years, and it's what brought us together. So just, we all we got. Make sure you expand the network so we can expand our net worth. Moving on. For performers, all the people who have signed up on Eventbrite will get first dibs performing. That's the whole reason we have Eventbrite, and we have the suggested donations we like to spend to pay our artists, and we like to, be able to continue to evolutionize this platform, and unfortunately that takes some money. So, but most importantly, we want to be able to pay our artists. So if you get on Eventbrite, throw some money. And if you see the Cash App below on the banner and you have it, you got that stimulus money that Joe Biden promised all those days ago, then make sure you throw some bills in there. But anyway, if you did not sign up on Eventbrite, you can drop a mic in the comments to perform. You can drop a mic in the comments to perform. And for all those watching on Facebook and YouTube, drop a mic in the comments to perform. Make sure that you share the video. Make sure you press that little share link in the bottom of the screen. We got it on YouTube, the Rose Garden events on Facebook. Make sure you share it. Jay, did you say something, or am I hearing things?
No, I didn't say anything.
Okay, so I am hearing things. Moving and grooving on. All those watching on Facebook and YouTube and fellow performers, make sure you share the video. It's really cool that we get to interact with the community digitally. That's one of the things that's one of my favorite things about our show, is that we have this audience and these people watching who always comments and emphasize their favorite lines and pop in and pop out, and it feels like a real life show that way. So make sure you share it so all your friends and family can watch with us. Artists, make sure you stay close to the microphone. If you are unsure of how you sound, just check with us. Just be like, sound, and we'll let you know. I have a bad habit of not doing that, and then I'll start, and then Jay will be like, Leah, check your mic. So this is also, a rule for myself. Moving on. Like I said before, if you got a couple dollars, try to donate to the best open mic in the game. We appreciate all contributions, and so do the artists. All the Cash Apps and Venmos are listed with the people on the banner below. We got kind to each other. Keep growing. We got. Oh, of course, there's one rule remaining that I know Jay has to explain, because I simply cannot do so for some reason. So let's bring her up.
We gotta help each other out here. That's how it works.
It's a partnership.
Yes. So when we are calling you up to the virtual stage, we will say something that sounds like, coming up to the virtual mic is such and such, and on deck is blah blah blah. So on deck is your signal. That doesn't mean that you are coming to the stage right now. That means you're coming up after that person. So it's kind of like your cue to get your stuff together. If you have music, get your music queued up. If you have poetry that you need to read from your phone or your book or wherever, get that ready. Line up your pieces. So that's your cue to kind of like get your shit together, because you're about to come up.
There you go. And I do some variations. I'll say deck, I'll say diggity deck, I'll say double diggity deck. Just keep them ears open, because the wordplay be crazy. I'm ready to have a fun, energized night with y'all, with all types of very strange rhymes that may or may not make sense. So, how's everybody doing though? Should we get people in the room?
Yeah, let's get people in. I know everybody's backstage chilling. Hi.
Everybody's backstage chilling. Hey, y'all.
Oh, peace. Yeah, look who's here.
Wow.
I love it. New faces, old faces, love faces, everything.
I love to see it. Oh my gosh, it feels like so long since I've been with you all.
I know. And look, we got our featured performer in the building.
Oh yeah, look at this. Actually, I don't think she's where you guys can see her from me, but Dara's here. I'm really excited for Dara's feature. I know she's always got new shit. Well, let me not say that. I should be like, I have nothing tonight. No. Tell me, do we have new shit tonight, Dara?
New-ish, but a trip through the past too.
Okay. See, I corrected myself.
I'll take a little mixture. I'm here for it.
Yeah, I'm here for it too. We got Mama Gons in the building.
Hey, Mama.
Hello. Everybody say hi to Mama Gons. Dios te bendiga. Did you hear her? She said, Dios te bendiga.
Bendición.
We got the rest of the fam coming down too. I'm really excited to see you all perform.
Yes. Well, I know that you were gonna warm the mic up before we
I'm happy to warm the mic up. I'm very happy to warm the mic up. I was just trying to decide what to do. I was thinking of, actually, I think I do know what I want to do. I'm going to read something.
Give it to us, girl. Give it to us.
I was thinking of reading this old love poem that's not a love poem.
Okay.
From many, many moons ago.
I'm here for it.
If you guys will have me, how does that sound for everyone?
Of course. Yes, please.
Okay. Let's do it to it then. I don't know if my sister's coming down.
No, not yet.
Okay. So I just got to check with my live audience. So do I sound okay, Jay?
Yes,
okay.
You sound great.
Okay, great. That's wonderful. So I was going to read a poem that I wrote many years ago. Not that many years ago, but it's a love poem. That's not a love poem. And I haven't read it in a while. So if you'll have me, I'm going to read this. And it is called Discern. I never learned how to lyric a love poem because the love songs I studied were unrequited. Classics where the language was elevated. Before print, when the language was devastated. 1800s, when writers' lives depended on it. Circumstance rescinded poets. Distance suspended lovers. No textual communicado toward nothing but visual connect and desperate notice. Hopes that the object of your desire might write it forward with handwritten ink. To us, it's foreign, with a connection so deep that we copy classics and imitation so weak that we call for graphics. We make these meaningless memes and pretend scholastic, societal greed to pretend it matters, materialism to pretend we're flattered, and false tellings to pretend we're gathered. Shit, I bet our predecessors bathed in laughter, chuckling at our forever after pitter-patter. But we wasn't taught. I had to fall through fear before bearing my all, before believing this call and a need to enthrall. I never learned how to lyric a love poem, but here's my writing on the wall. Here's my attempt. And let the ghosts of Wuthering Heights reflect upon my repent. Love, was it your freckles falling upon my face, or feelings of gratitude forced upon his grace? Love wasn't Yeats writing us of life and death, but it was me feeling your air as I held my chest. It was you staying silent when my voice turned bass because I was obsessed with the news and resented a whole race. It was you against me with your skin as my lake, with lace, with your lick as my savior and my mouth as my traitor. When I told you that this pen is my best fucking failure, yet you recited my lines as though your tongue had them tailored. And love was asking no favors and telling no faults, but accepting those anyways and embracing the loss. And love was when we were both lost, when we were all in at all costs. And goddamn, did it cost those late night train rides on the edge of exhaust, on the edge of soft skin, under physical drain, that emotional need tied to that physical strain. And love was when you inherited my pain. When I said he took my body and you said, but not your reign, not your sane or your left lane or your words or your message that you swear act as chains. He never took your name, your inner control or your ability to obtain. We agreed he took my passage, affected who I became, but you came here to claim. From a blessed corner you came. Aware of advantage and the weight of the world's blame, you refused to refrain. Took my brown, my loud, my bestruck, my aim, leveled me out and declared a fair game, made you better, made me better, made us together. We became our own open chain, a distinct entity, our own open reign. And God, how I appreciated you and all that you do, excuse me, and all that you had done. You were my Sunday evening rest and my Monday morning sun. So, here upon thee, I let my reflections run free. No 14-line sonnet, no iambic ABC, no Annabelle Lee, no foreshadowing, no difficult prose or low than 16ths, just little comminglings from me to my sea. But as an ode to thee, to those who have paved the way for millennial poets such as me, here's a quick finale 3. After all, the greats know much more than we. Louis Vaughan wrote, who could discern when love is over? With the wise doubt, the fool believes. So who is it then that love deceives? And I thank y'all for patiently awaiting my peace. Thanks, y'all.
Yes. Enter the live audience.
Yes, one's coming down the stairs now. Okay, mother. Thanks, y'all. Thanks for the love. How's everybody doing?
I like that piece.
That one, I haven't done that one in so long. That must have been, that's a few years ago. But I like all the literature references, you know what I mean?
I know you play around with it. I love it.
Yeah, it's all
All right, so let's get started with the open mosaic.
The open mosaic. Let me get my sheet refreshed. Who's on Diggity Deck? All right. Let's see. So it's looking like we've got Filberto Rodriguez on deck, but coming to the mic right now, let's put our virtual and our real hands together for Carlisha.
Woo! Thank you. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, because StreamYard does not like me notoriously, so please stop me if I start skipping, because I've had that problem on this platform. Heads up. All right. So my name is Carlisha. I am a Christian faith-based spoken word artist. Today, though, I want to share a piece that I wrote in honor of Black History Month, but also pretty much to capture my frustration with having a Black History Month. So the piece is supposed to convey the blessing and the cost that it is to have just a month dedicated to Black history. And the piece is called February, American History Month. Raise your hand if you were born into a racial group who needs a month. Not because you're unworthy of a year, but because that melanin that made your skin sweet like chocolate, tinted brown gold like caramel wafers, velvet yellow or burnt orange like a bright summer sun. If you had one drop of it in your genetic pool just over a century ago, you were valued at more than half of human, determined to be inclined to harm others. So at least for a month, just 28 days of the shortest month each year, my black and brown cohorts will not be the only ones who see me. We skipping.
Hold on.
Yeah,
You were so.
what to do, y'all. I don't know.
Can you hear?
Should I try to fix it and you come back to me?
You sound fine now.
But you sound fine now. It's so strange.
Yeah.
Oh no.
All right. Jump
All
on
right.
it.
I'm gonna pick up where I left off. I won't take the time. All right. Determined to be imbecile, dangerous, inclined to harm others. So at least for a month, just 28 days of the shortest month each year, my black and brown cohorts will not be the only ones who see me. We will not be the only ones who see each other. In this time, we spotlight black hands who built a booming nation, raised black and white bodies on those sweet, beautiful chocolate backs. The great-great-grandson and granddaughter of that black back whipped, invented black magic in the form of that 3-light traffic light Garrett Morgan invented to get you home safely, America. This month needs you to see your history in the form of Alexander Miles and the automatic elevator doors you walk through safely, America. Black and brown minds transcend your history. The magnificent, God-appointed contributions to your today now deserve your pause, deserve a second look, deserve Negro History Week's maturation into Black History Month. And one day, I pray 128-day span of time will not be the only time you need to reminisce Black history as your own. Oh, my America, your America. One day, I pray we will rewrite history, the history portrayed as truth, to show Black history as equal to American history. So the month of February won't be the only proof that all that Black has done for you truly meant something to you. Happy American History Month. Thank you. That's that piece.
Yes, that was great. Want to stop skipping?
I don't know why it skips on StreamYard. I can never figure it out. I'm sorry. But thank you guys for the platform. I appreciate you. J Rose, love you since I first met you. Like, you're amazing. Continue to create these platforms for us. We are blessed to have you. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm really happy to see you. It's been a long time since we've seen each other in person. So I'm happy to see you here virtually today. It's been a while. So thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it.
Yes,
thank you, guys, because we usually do like another round. So definitely stick around. Leah B.
I'll be
here.
Yes, y'all. That's me, Leah B, in the place to be. That was Carlisha. Thank you for being with us, girlfriend. Thank you. All right. So, virtual voices. I'm Leah B in the place to be, and that's J Rose, because you already know we are the dynamic duo. I'm here at the Gonzalez Manor, aka my crib in my room, and I'm ready to receive you all and all of your artistry. It's been so long. So we've got the great Sigma Balin on Diggity Deck. My God, what'll he do? We have no idea.
We never know.
But coming to the mic right now, let's put our hands together for Filberto Rodriguez.
Yay! Peace.
I wrote a poem a few years ago, and it's about my GED when I got it, but when I was going through the process of going for the test the weekend, and it's called My High School Diploma. It's a fiction poem, My High School Diploma. If I went back in time to get my high school diploma and I returned to the present, will my high school diploma be good for the past? Straight out, did I take it? Am I traveling with it? Did I pass it? Is it mine? Did I hide it? Point blank. What direction in time am I traveling? Time
Did we lose him? I can't hear you, Jay.
I've been muted this whole time. Oh Lord. We lost him. We can bring him back on, and I think he's been having some Wi-Fi issues anyway because he's been in and out a little bit. But we'll get back to him when he comes back. Let's move. Let's keep it moving.
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
there he goes.
My
He goes. Hey.
computer keeps kicking me out.
Yeah. Can you pick up where you left off?
Yeah. What kind of entity would the high school diploma pass for through vortex? Can something this delicate make it fine? Am I talking of the imagination? I think that I am. Did I leave it behind well hidden? I hope so. Could the high school diploma be the present waiting for me on the other side? Do I really believe what I'm saying? Am I looking for a job in the present? No, I just want my piece of paper. Am I being watched by foreigners? ETs? Who cares? I do your serious case of drama. Why are we getting too deep? Sometimes you have to do what is necessary to get something done. What kind of high school diploma is this? A regular one. Should I waste my time thinking about it? Why couldn't the high school diploma be good for something more than a freaking yes a year? It is more than yes yesterday. No child left behind. And most your answers are what I think. Then that's my high school diploma, for crying out loud. I just want to say I did that. Thank you. And that's
And congratulations.
Yes, yes.
Yes, congratulations for that accomplishment.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing with us. Sorry about the technical difficulties. We appreciate you sharing your truth with us. Philberto, you guys make sure you follow our guy, Philberto Rodriguez. We have his handle on the bottom of the screen. For all those who are just getting in here, if you didn't have a chance to follow somebody, make sure that you keep an eye out performers in your email. They will send out a list at some point with everybody's handles, so you can follow everybody later. Thank you so much. We're gonna keep it moving and grooving tonight on this majestic, magical, enchanting Friday evening.
And just so you guys know, we have more performers that want to get into the studio. So once you perform, so just tune in on Facebook or YouTube, so you can watch the rest of the show and come back on for round 2. For now, because we do need to make some space for some more performers as we move along.
Yes, yes, we gotta keep it moving. We gotta keep the party people coming and going. Just stay tuned, as Jay said, on Facebook and YouTube, so we can get you back in there. We're gonna keep going and flowing and growing. We've got the Dean of Poetry, Sir Dean, is on deck, but blessing the mic right now. Let's put our hands together for the one and only, the great Sigma!
Hey guys, hopefully you can hear me.
Yep, you sound fine.
Cool. All right. Yeah, I've got one piece and it's new, and then for round 2 I'll probably dig up some magic for you guys, but yeah, here it goes. So I was going to write a piece about, I broke my microphone clip, so I was going to write a piece about that, and then I started thinking about what if I wrote a piece about plastic in general, and that just spiraled out of control, and then here's what you get. So you've got this. All right, here it goes. God looked down upon us in disgust, disdain for our violence, gnashing teeth, blood on our hands. He smote us with fire. He buried us in rock. He cast us to the 4 corners of the earth to make way for a new dawn. For years, you trod on our earth in ignorance of our bones. But now, now you have brought us back. You've conjured us as a demon. and we will be your undoing. Every shell you cast away to be recycled, each empty skeleton you discard as trash, every abandoned relic you relinquish and replace with another molded monstrosity brings you closer to your end. We will choke out every sea creature, scorch every plant, siphon away the air and watch you suffocate, strip away the ozone and watch you burn. You dug up our bones and put us on display. How could you expect our ghosts not to haunt you? You stripped out our essence to power your machines, but now our spirit is in the air with its hands around your neck. So soft, so weak. Did you forget how many of us were carnivores? You bury us and burn us, melt us and crush us, but still we are here. You conjured a demon you cannot exorcise, a blight in fumes, a ghost in plastic, a wraith in fuel. We are Leviathan, dragon, basilisk. You tore us from myth and brought us to life. You carved up the earth to bring us back, and now we will be your undoing. We leave you this requiem, written by plastic, an epitaph for man, a species whose extinction will be our resurrection. What primordial soup springs forth from the wells of a scorched earth when you are finally gone will instill life in our fossils. We will be born again by the fire brought down from Olympus. When man's propensity for destruction has burned itself out, we shall rise again. Us terrible lizards will tread on your bones and roar in the face of the god you abandoned. Our fossils will gladly fuel your end.
Woo! I love that. Woo!
Dinosaurs.
Yes, we always love some Balin.
Alan, I'm gonna read that. I'm gonna read the words to that sometime if you'd let me.
Yeah, I love that. I'm planning to put together a new chapbook sometime soon. I think I have enough or close to enough pieces from the last time I put one out. So, and I also have a bunch of the old ones. So I need to, once I figure out how to tackle shipping, I'm going to be hawking it to you guys.
You should be
So
promoting those things on here, my guy. Come on, you got chapbooks flying around. What are you doing? Share the wealth.
yeah, they need to get out in the wild. So once I figure that out, I'll let all you guys know, and you'll get first dibs.
Okay, we need that. I'm thinking of a hashtag that's involving Balin, the great Balin, and his magical chapbooks lying around. It'll come to me at some point. All right, let's keep it moving and grooving, though. Thank you so much for sharing that. There was so much of that went over my head, but what I was able to catch was amazing, as always. Just amazing talent all around as we keep it moving and grooving on this Friday evening with the Virtual Voices Familia. J Rose, because you already know, and Leah B in the place to be. Let's keep it moving and grooving. We've got our guy, the 2020 graduate on Diggity Deck, 18 Lightning. You are on Diggity Deck. But blessing the microphone right now, I'm going to need you guys to put your real, fake, virtual hands together for the one and only, the Dean of Poetry.
Tonight. Good to be back. It's been a while. Good to see everybody again. So yeah, I would like to read a few new poems to you guys. And one is called Stop Hating Yourself. I wrote this a long time ago, and I'll be really honest with you. I had so many exes before Nina. I don't have a shit of a clue who I wrote this for. But it's called Hating Yourself. And here you go. Here it goes. Stop hating yourself. You're not worse than anyone else. Give yourself a compliment once in a while. Always walk with grace and style. Buy yourself a lobster dinner. Walk around like a winner. Wear something sexy whether or not you're alone. Pleasure yourself while you're home. Listen to your favorite songs. Wear a Victoria's Secret thong. Eat some ice cream. Treat yourself like a queen. You can even sleep naked. Your body is sacred. You will spend the rest of your life with you. Acknowledge yourself because you're beautiful. Think of yourself as always blessed. You have a lot to look forward and you're all set. You should always love yourself and be kind. You're rich with beauty and like a fine wine. And not stop hating yourself. Well, I'm not going to figure out who I wrote that for. But the next poem I like to read to y'all, I do know who I wrote this one for. Another ex, but you know, that was a long time ago. It's called Blinded by Love, and here it goes. I was blinded by love, had too much of a crush, never saw the real you. I thought our love was true. In return, I lost myself. Should have been with someone else, but it was you that I unfortunately chose, and you wasn't as precious as a rose. What was the reason for this? Why were you such a bitch? You shattered my heart and broke my dreams. From the start, you never even loved me. It was all lies, but why did it take long to be realized? You gave me clues, however, but I did not pay attention. We never had a chance to go further that you mentioned. Eventually, you left me for another man and gave your love to him. Your body, mind, soul, everything seemingly in the wind. You should have had that with me, and it was hard to cope, sadly. You barely felt any remorse. You flaunted how much you loved him more. He had a car, and y'all went all over town, snuck him to your parents' house and had sex when they weren't around. But that just proved what a liar you were. You never trusted me with any worth. Unlike him, you played with my vulnerability. At no point did you ever even want me. But at the end, it wasn't worth holding on to the past. The hurt I experienced, thankfully it did not last. My biggest battle is no longer being fought. I moved on, and now you're a distant thought. And that was a relationship I experienced when I was 17, long time ago.
I felt that.
Oh, we talking about you as a player. Oh, you got the sound effects.
I had to raise the volume. I had them before, but you couldn't hear them.
I love it.
Yes.
Yeah.
We need to get some more comedians. But that was great. The Dean of Poetry. Are you doing one more for us?
One more? Yeah, sure. I could do one more for y'all. Oh boy, let me see what I got here.
You usually do too.
I could read y'all one quick little one. Oh boy, let's read this one. Love Reunion for my book, Words from the Heart, and here we go with that. If she only wants you and you don't want her, y'all not considered lovers. If all y'all both want to do is fuck each other, y'all just freaks under the covers. Love is a union between each other. Both have to want to compromise together, comfort each other and satisfy each other's needs, and always aim to please. There is no love without a connection. There's no love when there is deception. When one wants more than the other, whether love or lust, there is no bond, nor is there any trust. That's why love is a bond. The bond should be strong. The two hearts should connect. No obstacles should make a disconnect. And you can get my book, Words from the Heart, and my book, Deep Thoughts, both available on my website, www.thedeanofpoetry. They're both $15 each. Oh yeah, and it comes with free shipping. So if you guys are interested, haven't gotten your own personalized copy, I have plenty of books on deck, and hit me up. Free shipping, $15. Also available on Amazon and Cyprus, but without the shipping, of course.
Leah, you're muted.
Yes, and once again, thank you guys for having me, man. It's great to be back here. Thank you guys.
Man,
love you all.
Like 3 times.
Oh,
All right. Thank you so much. What I was saying before is that one of my favorite things about you, Sir Dean of Poetry, is your consistency and your self-promotion. I admire that. That was great work. You guys make sure you check out our guy, the Dean of Poetry. He's one of our frequent flyer and returning contenders.
Yes.
So, thank you. All right, so
Thank you
let's
so
see
much.
what else we got here. What else we got on the menu this evening? Who else we got coming to the table? It's looking like we've got on Science. You are on Biggity Deck, but coming to bat right now is the one and only the 2020 graduate. You guys put your hands together for AC Lightning!
Yay!
Yeah.
AKA Mr. Perfect Attendance, AKA.
Oh, I can't with y'all. So before I start, Dean of Poetry, I'm gonna have to talk to you because you talking about like you had X's here and there, like you gotta put a brother onto some game. It's cold out here. Right? I'm just saying, it's cold out here. I'm not just talking about winter. Like this love game is cold. That's another story for another time. I'm back from my little mini sabbatical, and I'm gonna do something new for y'all tonight.
Welcome back, and we're happy for that.
Alright, yeah, so let's say I just dropped a new song today. It's available everywhere. I'm gonna perform it. It's about just, showing appreciation to all the ladies that I know and care about, whether I know you personally or open mics and stuff like that, just to uplift all the women. The song is called Girls, so let's get to it. I'm looking at these girls, some of them are beautiful. I'm looking at these girls, some of them are hurting because they want to get approval. So they start changing, they deal with their emotions, they don't think they doing nothing. They doing what they can, but they not be themselves. The higher of this world, when they give them hell. You was made in God's image, a queen to his present, and you're a crown jewel, there should be no second guessing. And you're a great woman, you got your salvation, but you go for these people who are so full of poison. They want to see your skin, so they get it quick. That they throw you away, they got they feel that's it. You don't have to fight with these men about your work. Dealing with these men, yeah, they gon' leave you hurt. God thought you was great, put you on earth. He planting your greatness, is spraying from this dirt. Know your worth, yeah, you're beautiful. Know your worth, this is how you do it, bro. You gotta have that passion, you gotta stay driven. And you a boss lady, this is only the beginning. Know your worth, yeah, you're beautiful. Know your worth, this is how you do it, bro. You're a shooting star, you really got it all. And don't you ever change, be proud of who you are. I know what you're going through, dealing with these players. They ain't no goodwill, gotta hit them with the Jada. They use a sweet words, so you know what's coming next. They ain't your husbands, they should get no access. Know your worth, you're a boss, yeah, you're the best. Better say you're a queen when you pound it on your chest. And don't let this world try to make you fall off. And don't get checkmate in this game by these pawns. You don't have to shake it to try to get down. Cause all of these dudes gonna wear you out. They're gonna make you feel sad like you some now. They just know you're loved by the real creator. They get down crazy, but you don't wanna listen. I'm trying to give you game, but you ain't hear nothing. I guess I'm gonna leave you to your own device. So watch you fall from taking the world's advice. Know your worth, yeah, you're beautiful. Know your worth, this is how you do it, girl. Gotta have that passion, you gotta stay driven. And you a boss lady, this is only the beginning. Know your worth, yeah, you're beautiful. Know your worth, this is how you do it, girl. You're a shooting star, you really got it all. And don't you ever change, be proud of who you are.
Woo!
Oh,
That was so good.
know your worth, know your worth. Yeah, yo, you're beautiful. Know your worth, know your worth. This is how you do it, girl. You have that passion, you have to stay driven, and you a boss lady. This is only the beginning. Know your worth, know your worth. Yeah, yo, you're beautiful. Know your worth, know your worth. This is how you do it, girl. You're a shooting star. You really got it all, and don't you ever change me. Proud of who you are. Yeah.
He came through with the reprise. The reprise.
Right? This was so good.
Yeah.
You guys
Right
did so hard.
Woo. Yeah.
And it's Women's History Month, so thank you for that. We need that too.
Listen, it's not that many guys that be that I know of. Well, I know a few guys that do it, but not that many guys really be doing stuff like that for the ladies. And if they do, it's really not that popular, or it's not made to be like that, I guess. So you know, I've done stuff for like Women's History Month the last 3 years. It was just poetry and stuff like that. I wanted to do a song this time around, so. Yeah, so that's what I've been working on for the last 4 months. That's why I haven't been here, but cooking up some. So yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you one more time for AC Lightning.
Y'all can follow. Well, most y'all follow me already, but if you haven't, y'all can follow me on Instagram at the AC Lightning _ as it says at the bottom. My YouTube, the AC Lightning, which I forgot to put up there. That's crazy. I got more songs and more videos and new poems on the way, so just stay tuned.
Yes, thank you so much.
Yes. Thank you, AC. That was absolutely amazing.
Your song is stuck in my head. No, your word.
I know.
Oh, that song is out today, so yeah.
That song is out today. You guys make sure you watch the song. You guys make sure.
I'll put the link in the chat if anything. So
yes, put it in the.
That's exactly what you're supposed to do. Everybody, follow AC's lead. If you have any type of content to promote, you make sure you put it in the chat. And speaking of content to promote, while we're at it, I have a virtual feature. I haven't really been doing any of those this year at all. I've just been taking it easy and doing some other things, but I do have a virtual feature on Tuesday at the Inspire Words open mic. That's I'll put the link in the chat. It's worldopenmic.eventbrite.com. It's going to be at 7 p.m. It's a 40-minute feature. And I'm going to be performing all the poems that I wrote during COVID, during quarantine. So it's real personal and therapeutic for me. And I'd appreciate if you guys want to come through. I'll make sure to put that information in the chatter flyer.
Yes.
So let's see. Who do we have coming to the mic right now? Let's check.
Right meow.
Right meow. It's looking like we've got Raekwon Williams. You are on Diggity Deck, but blessing the virtual stage right now. Y'all put your real and your digital and your universal hands together for Satin.
Hi.
What's good, y'all?
Hello.
Hey, y'all. Call me in mid-drive, so I'm gonna do this one little quick piece and then get back to where I was going. And loving what I'm hearing so far. I'm at the replay it later on so I can really hear it because of the connection. So hopefully everything comes through. I'm gonna do a new joint that I'm about to try in this competition. Hopefully it hurts. Hopefully it hits. It came after Gil Scott-Heron's poem, "The Revolution Will Not Be Televised." And it's funny because I wrote this piece for this competition, had everything nice and ready, and then the same day Toby Ngwe released his video for the same kind of concept, and I was like, motherfucker. But his joint was dope as well too. So anyway, this is my take on it. The revolution will be live after Gil Scott-Heron. There'll be no footage of pigs shooting down black kids on a Snapchat story. There'll be no footage of pigs shooting down black kids on a Snapchat story. There'll be no footage of pigs shooting down black kids on a Snapchat story. There'll be no pics of Darren Wilson with a hickey on his cheek, blaming it on a blow to the head by a superhuman black boy who decided that punching a cop pointing a gun at him was a good idea. And the court of public opinion, aka the media, expecting niggas to actually believe that bullshit. The revolution will not be done for the gram or Facebook televised. The revolution will be live. The revolution will cross the thin blue line like a black mother pushing past the yellow tape to scream no forgiveness this time over her son's chalk outline. You will be under the street lights on the front lines, my nigga, behind a wall of white allies, my nigga, looking forward to a brighter today. You will not be able to trending topic, hashtag black Twitter tweet away bladder digital blaxploitation's latest viral craze. The only hashtag photo of the day will be from East Atlanta niggas putting up the red, black, and green on Stone Mountain like Marines at Iwo Jima. The only screenshots you will take will be 7.62 millimeter thrown at smartphones and tablet screens. The revolution will not be done for the gram or Facebook televised. The revolution will be live. And like the Ned Smith said, nobody will kill the black boy, nobody kills the black boy joy, nobody will kill the black girl, nobody kills the black girl magic. I repeat, no one kills no black sapphic, black Achillean by blacks on the block, straight black woman or man, black child, black transgendered or NB person. The bloody revolution will be a flawless victory of unified black pride. The revolution will not be done for the gram or Facebook televised. The revolution will be live. You won't be able to TikTok dance away the vestiges of slavery, such as the prison industrial complex. You will no longer have to DJ academics, Joe Budden, and Patchy Beard your way through life. You won't be able to zan out or lean back double cups of dirty Sprite to get rest after staying woke for fear of Karens under the bed, yet Molly's between the sheets giving you brain damage. The revolution will not be done for the gram or Facebook televised. The revolution will be live. There will be no more poets like me who will have to pimp black pain for points just to get paid, as one of the only ways for us to push faux militant Black Panther artistic aesthetics as capitalism slaves displayed on social media in an attempt to go viral after being recorded live. The revolution will not be televised, will not be televised, will not be televised. Motherfucker, you heard Gil start hearing, it will not be televised. Not on Netflix, Hulu, or Amazon Prime. Optimist Analytics won't be able to analyze the reach of its full effects, my niggas and niggerettes. The revolution will rub your ass back to the moonshine. Let's take it back to 79, reverse like tapes inspected, decks and bomb atomically. Socrates, philosophy, hot parties, aka find how they were dropping like mockeries as we performed armed robberies of privilege and flee back to the motherland with the reparations lottery. In other words, we will triumph. The revolution will not be done for the gram or Facebook televised. The revolution will be live. Now rise, organize, and raise this country to the fucking ground. Smoking on that officer down pack tonight. Thank y'all.
Yo, I love Gil Scott Heron. Like, so that's like that. I want to hear that again. Like, I want you to like not be driving, and I want you to record this. And I want to hear it again for sure. Definitely, please.
That was amazing. Thank you so much. One more time for content, everybody. We appreciate you coming through on the road.
Thanks for having
on
me.
Your travels as you journey through this to the destination of life. I don't know, but thank you so much for coming.
Please be careful driving, please.
Yes, please be careful driving. You guys make sure you follow Conscience everywhere. We're gonna keep it moving and grooving. It's been a lineup of heavy hitters thus far. So many talented individuals. I'm just so blessed to have you guys with us. Virtual Voices bi-weekly, every other Friday with Leah B and a place to be and J Rose, because you already know. Let's keep it moving and grooving. We've got Atomic Lunchbox on Diggity Deck, but let's in the virtual mic right now. Let's put our hands together for Raekwon Williams.
Hey everybody.
Hey. Can you tell us where you're tuning in from and where you heard about Virtual Voices?
So I am from Maryland, and that's where I'm at right now, Largo, Maryland. And I found out about this because since I follow Jay Rose, I saw it on her page, and then I went to go find it.
Oh, thank you. I'm so glad you joined us.
Yeah,
It's your first time, so welcome.
Yeah, this is my first time joining. I've been trying to do this before, but I didn't know how it worked because I've never been on done a live on YouTube like this.
Oh, cool. Well, welcome to our world.
This is your first time?
Yeah, this is my first time.
Are we popping cherries out here? All right. Let's hear what you got. Thank you so much for joining us.
All right, so I'm gonna do two pieces, and they're gonna come from two of my books because I have my first book I published a year and a half ago, and it's called it's this green book right here. It's called The Variations of Strong Love and the Motivation that Drives You to Keep Going. And my second book that I just published 2 weeks ago, February 19th, is called The Reality of Adulthood and a Roller Coaster That Comes With It. So I'm going to read first from...
Where can people find
them? They're both... So my first book is available on... I don't know what's going on with my camera. My first book is available on Amazon, where you can just type my first and last name and it'll pop up. And my second book is specifically available on Barnes and Nobles.
Nice.
If you type my name on there, then you'll see both of them, the green one and the red one.
Amazing.
Wow, congratulations.
I don't know why the camera... What's going on? All right, so first I'm going to do a poem from book one, and this poem is called Positive Thinkers Overcome. They say you can't sing, you sing louder. They say you can't dance, you dance at a frequency. They say you can't read, you grab 16 books. They say you can't write, you grab 20 sheets of paper. They say you're not creative, you draw a whole house. They say you can't cook, you cook a whole dinner. They say you score average on tests, you start scoring above it. They say you can't drive, you better push that gas pedal as hard as you can. They say you can't ride a bike, you push the pedals faster. They say you're not smart, you expose them with knowledge. They say you're lonely, you make friends with 10 random people. They say you're afraid of bugs, you step on a cockroach. They say you're afraid of the dark, you go in a room with no lights. They say you're not a risk taker, you get on the first airplane that you see. No matter what they say, positive thinkers will overcome. Positive thinkers embrace the hate. Positive thinkers turn hate to love. Positive thinkers turn bad words into good ones. Positive thinkers turn rain into the sun. Positive thinkers turn darkness to light. Positive thinkers don't let anything hurt them. Positive thinkers overcome anything that stands in their way. Thank you. That was poem one.
Yes.
All right. So, for book number 2. That was from book 1. Now I'm gonna jump to book 2. This poem right here is called it's called Fight for Your Career. Many of us have something that we want to be when we grow up. Many of us have strong visions that we may feel is impossible to achieve. Many of us have a gift that we're unaware of. Why don't we explore our gift or talent? Why don't we build our craft now instead of later? Why don't we build our brand while we still can? We shouldn't be satisfied to settle back in second base. We shouldn't be satisfied working endless hours only to feel unhappy. We shouldn't be satisfied when we have to worry about our next paycheck. We shouldn't have to work somewhere just because of the money. We shouldn't pursue a certain career just because our parents want us to. We shouldn't have to put on a fake smile just to impress our boss. Fight for your career. Can't nobody stop you from reaching your full potential. Fight for your career. You should be working somewhere because you love it and not because of the money. Fight for your career. Your gift will never be exposed unless you expose it into the world. Fight for your career. Don't let nobody tell you what you can or can't do. Fight for your career. Ain't nothing gonna get handed to you. Fight for your career. You got the power of your own destiny right in the palm of your hands. Fight for your career. Setbacks help you grow. Fight for your career, even when others say no. Fight for your career. You will only suffer defeat if you allow it. Fight for your career. Don't be afraid to feel pain. Fight for your career. The more you fight, the more knowledge you will gain. Fight for your career because no one's going to believe in you more than you believe in yourself. Thank you.
Woo! You guys give it up for Red. Thank you so much for sharing those beautiful pieces with us.
Yes, thank you for joining us. Make sure that
She likes the delivery.
I love, like, it's just like the writing is just full of so many affirmations and just like this positive mindset, we need, to hear those things more often, say those things to each other more often. So thank you for that.
Absolutely agree. Thank you so much for sharing that. We're going to keep it moving and grooving. We've had such a magical night so far. We've got our featured star coming up in just a couple artists and just a couple performances. But before that, we got a couple more heavy hitters to come bless the microphone. We've got Creative Minds on Diggity Dick. Let's bless the mic right now. Let's put our hands together for Atomic Lunchbox.
Hey, good evening. Hope everyone can hear me tonight. Yeah, nice to be in this space. This is also a first timer. I've heard about this, first time joining, so 2 in a row. That's pretty fun. Double cherry, if you will.
Thanks for coming.
But yeah, so typically I don't write. I'm actually more of an artist, but something recently happened, and it's hard to talk about it, especially in a crowd I'm not familiar with. But I trust people here, very good souls, I can tell. I had someone pass away just recently, and it was tough. I feel like the one solace was writing, so I'd like to share with you what came to me. Feeling like death, moving through the shadows with vigor, taking lives and pulling triggers. Necessary for stability, no overcrowded realities, no conscious observations let loose unwillingly. With their eyes, no way of seeing me, but with their hearts, they can't stop feeling me. Feeling like death, enigmatic, but completely certain, it's automatic. Can't control myself, force of habit. Alice, you know better than to chase the rabbit. You don't touch the ground, you splat it. You're dead before you pass it, shattered like the looking glasses, and guaranteed for all the masses. Morning as the morning passes, afternoons you swear you're past it, evenings and the shock is blasted. If life's a test, let me pass it. The complications of hell are liberation from the dullness of heaven. Recursive pleasures, repeating desires like 11:11. We want our stories never ending. Gilgamesh comes towards the heavens, but did they tell him that annihilation was a form of ascension? The force of destruction when it's 60 past 11, because that's the secret, the deepest desire, to see that life count never get higher, to explode the recursive reality, 11:11, 11:11. And when I die, I'll be sad. They're going to tell me to do it again. And I'll throw my hands up at reincarnation, because I'm mad this shit is forever. Thank you. Thank you for hearing me out. That was
so deep. Thank you for sharing.
I must have been hard to share. Thank you.
Yeah, so as I mentioned before, if you guys want to check me out, I mostly do art. My handle, Atomic Lunchbox. As a bit different, I don't have a book or anything since I'm on the artist side. I actually do have my own merchandise. If you can go to that website, tpublic.com. All you gotta search is either Atomic Lunchbox or Cowlick. Support a local artist. It's really good merch. All my friends love it. I think the design is great.
Yes, as you should.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know if I have time. I do have one quick one just to send you guys off on.
Yeah, sure. Share it with us.
Gotcha.
Do it to
Thank you so much. I am the force in between, carefully connecting the ethereal to the physical, carefully converting fantasy into reality and your worlds into mysteries. I am the Gemini that resides in two sides between your two eyes to provide new lines to intertwine with universal rhyme. For your mind is not mine until it is mine, irrelevant as there is no time, arrested without a crime. I am the Gemini that resides in your mind, breaking down reality's divide, so that when you find that time is no time, you'll see as well that there are no sides.
Thank you. Yes.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for sharing that with us, Alice. It was amazing.
Yes, thanks. And definitely check out his page. He's got some dope art on his page. Like it's really fire. So you are very talented.
I appreciate that so much. That means a lot to me. And thank you for having this space. Beautiful thing you're doing.
Thank you. Thank you. We live for this.
It is
fun. We do. We certainly do. It's been such a great night so far. We've got coming to the mic next is our feature performer, the one and only Miss Dargo. But blessing the mic before that, we have coming to the stage, Creative Mind.
Yes.
Greetings, blessings, prosperity to y'all. I just can't. I just hopped on, just to hop on. I'm feeling kind of in that mood right now, so I was just trying to listen in. But I don't want to bring down change the groove of what's going on. But if I do, if y'all don't mind, I would like to share something, just to get off.
Do you? This is your space.
All right, I'm gonna have to say trick. You know what I'm saying? Gave y'all a trigger warning. More for me than you. So if I don't get through it, then y'all know why.
Okay.
All right. The straw that broke the camel back. A silent elephant in the room that made a loud noise to awaken the emotions within me. In the early morning, 2 cars collided, and in that carnage lied a lifeless body. I was introduced to trauma at a young age by my mother, taken from my father. I became a military brat all but my last 12 years of my childhood life. That lie covered up from me for years. She even changed my last name, had him sign on the dotted line. And I became desensitized unconsciously, not knowing, programmed to endure the life of mine. So you can say I was predestined to join the military, something I sworn off because I saw firsthand the destruction it has on a young family that leads to dysfunction and abuse. Everything that is glitter and gold can have layer of rotten, just as the keel of a ship and Davy bones in the locker at the bottom of the sea waiting to come out. Although I seen this firsthand, I fell for it all over again. So you can say I was predestined to a fallen marriage. That saying a boy first love is his mother, most likely to marry a woman like his mother, even though the toxicity that was naked to the bare eyes for everyone else to see was closed off to a mama boy like me. I remember my Master Chief saying, your family do not come strapped up in your sea bag. And that day, when my ex left, my Master Chief stepped up to me and said, you see, I've seen these types of things many times before. So suck it up, buttercup, and life. Those words resonated with me throughout life. Bottle it all up, never letting it out, only when it's time to show in anger. So that's what I did. 3 anger management sessions later, and 15 years till this day, a fatal car crash. A mental ill vet died that day. A wounded ex-sailor realized PTSD is real. I've been through so much and seen death knocking at my front door since birth. I took for granted reflecting on my feelings. Just be grateful and move on to the next journey, but I cannot get over that day lifting a lifeless body out that car. All right, that's our piece.
Woo, that was powerful. Wow, thank you so much for sharing that with us. That was amazing.
That was, ooh, you got me in my heart.
That was that was deep. Thank you so much for sharing that truth with us. That was really powerful. I really appreciate it.
Yes. Oh, looks like we lost some people. You know what? Let's have George come up real quick then, so that we can have Dara come on after.
Okie dokie, that sounds good to me. If that sounds good to you, let's welcome to the mic right now. Hopefully his connection stays stable all the way from the Philippines. Let's give it up for, is it Jay Urge now? Jay Urge!
Hello.
Hey.
J Rose and Leah B, this is the place to be.
Yes,
You guys hear me?
yes, we hear you.
All right. I'm going to do a song from Aha. It's called Take On Me.
Oh, I love that song.
I like that song.
This is the unplugged version. Talking away, I don't know what I'm to say. I'll say it anyway. Today is another day to find you shying away. I'll be coming for your love, okay, and take on me. Take me on. I'll be gone in a day or two. So needless to say, I'm odds and ends, but that's me. I'm stumbling away, slowly learning that life is okay. And say after me, it's no better to be safe than sorry. And take on me. Take me on. I'll be gone in a day or two. And all the things that you say, is it life or just to play my worries away? You're all the things I've got to remember. You're shying away. I'll be coming for you anyway. Take on me. Take me on. I'll be gone in a day or two. I'll be gone in a day or two. In a day or two.
That was beautiful.
Thank you.
We love Jay Urge.
The mountains.
Yo,
Thank
that was
you.
so great.
It's wonderful that when you take a different interpretation of a song, it gives a whole new meaning to it, right?
It totally does. I've never thought about the words to that song until just now. Ever. It's like I knew the words, I sung the words, but I never thought about the words.
I love this song. That was so good. So good. Oh.
Yes, thank you. You guys make sure you follow Jay Urge of the Mountains. We appreciate you all the way out in the mountains. Thank you so much for being here with us. So, guys, it's been an amazing night so far. We got to keep it moving and grooving. Before we bring our majestic featured poet to the stage, I think my girl J Rose has got a little message to share.
Oh, yes, a quick word from our sponsors. Yes, holla, come through. Enjoy a poetic writing, whatever type of writing weekend you want with us. More info at therosegardenevents.com. So I'm really, really excited. I know that you know, you're gonna do this intro for our feature.
Well, I'm not gonna get too mushy.
I already know.
I'm just really excited to hear her do her thing. Like I said in my post, Dara, this poet, is a guiding light for me. We've been on the scene together for a hot minute now. She's always one of my favorite people to see in the audience. And now she's a near and dear to my heart. She's also incredibly talented, incredibly consistent, and I can't wait to hear what she has for us, old and newish and memory lane-ish and whatever in between. So y'all, put your virtual and your real palms together for our girl, Dara! Woo!
Thank you. I feel like you put me on the spot because when I went back through everything, I was like, oh, there's only really like one new poem. But I'll still deliver. I'm actually just gonna take you through like my books and then some new stuff. But I'm gonna jump in and I'm not gonna talk about a lot of stuff. So the first one I'm reading is from my first book, Black Man, Black Woman, Black Child. And it's called Let's Talk. Let's talk. Can we take a moment and have a deep conversation? I want to discuss ancestry's legacies, oppression, privilege, and their repercussions. I want to have a serious heart-to-heart with you because there are emotions in every ounce of our beings just begging to be shared. But I only want to engage in this discourse if we can both speak and listen from a point of openness. Let's communicate with an understanding that our individual experiences does not nullify the others. Can we agree that though it may not be, that we may not understand each other's plight, that though it may not be our reality, can we agree that our experiences can both be real? I'd love to share with you how maddening it is to only track 2 centuries of ancestors because prior to that, they were only property. I want to talk about the lessons learned over breakfast. Yes, how to cross the street and stranger danger were part of the meal, but it also nurtured my fear of police and came with the side of, no matter how fair I think this world should be, this government was never created to empower me. I want to share what it means to never be paid equal to my fairer counterparts. I want to explain what it's like to be silenced with terms such as angry Black woman, race card, race baiter, and reverse discrimination. These are all excuses to dismiss my voice. They are tools of the deaf and ignorant. I need to share what it means to experience this hopeless and helpless nights when verdicts tell my husband, my father, my brothers, sons, cousins, and friends that their lives are not worth much, that they are just worthless, that their lives are worth less than everyone else, that dogs are worth more and get justice long before their brown bodies do. I want to share with you the tears I've shed due to all of these things, but I need you to listen, to consider a moment that my life matters, that Black lives matter, and that my reality is not mere make-believe, but something solely of my own doing. And I promise to give you the same respect. I will not turn a blind eye to your plight, but I need to know that you too will consider mine. So again, I ask, can we engage in a discourse from person to person, from perspective to perspective, from heart to heart about our realities? So that's from the first book. And I have a new book dropping.
Yes, new book.
New book. You guys like the first one, the cover, because I have not put it all online yet. But it will drop if everything goes right by the end of the month. It is a memoir, so it is not poetry, but you can be a poet, write a memoir, and not put poetry in it. So I'm going to read you a poem that is in the back. And the book is called Still Laughing. So if you've been watching any of my socials, you've been seeing some version of the cover this whole time. You just didn't know it. So Still laughing. Wait, I'm not even on the right page. How did that happen? I'm gonna find it in 2 seconds because I had it marked, and then I marked move stuff. So I'm from the Bronx, aka the only borough worth mentioning. I from the top of the city, standing on the top step of the only mainland borough, a borough so great it comes with a the. My feet stand on the land of the Lenape, who were displaced by colonizers, who were displaced by more white immigrants, who were displaced by African Americans and Puerto Ricans and Dominicans, who shared with the Africans, West Indians, South Asians, who are all now being displaced by colonizers. Gentrifiers. In this land, the rich have sprawling greenery, while others live downwind of the highway smog, brown lungs are never quite sure when it's safe to inhale inside their impoverished community, but they still breathe life into the creative spaces despite the dreary landscape. And though the landscape was never designed for our greatness, and while we who could hopped in cars and traveled north or jumped on the back of the graffiti's tattooed steel horse going south, it was only for a temporary reprieve. Once you were born here, live here, be part of here, or you can never really leave here. And not because you can take buses to only get from from University Avenue to 3rd Avenue, from Kingsbridge to Downview, or Claremont to Throgsnet, or east to west. You don't leave, even though the trains will take you away to Manhattan, because this place becomes a permanent part of you. It colors your worldview. My childhood was here, where firecrackers and crack vials lined the burned out streets, where we stole bacon and asked mother if we may, and Simon said if we could. I am from the hood, often known as Uptown, where we boogie down the block to 2 of the 5 largest parks in New York City. My home is gritty pretty. Here you find exotic flowers and cemeteries, giant geese and peeping toms. Lions roam and folks sit outside nursing homes. Churches and funeral homes are on almost every other block. Piragua and ice cream vendors fight for that perfect spot. The streets may be hot, but the fire hydrant's cool. And we do our best to ignore the truancy piranhas circling around our prison preparing schools. This is where grief and joy, hunger and fulfillment, desperation and abundance are on the same side of the coin. They don't oppose each other because we intimately know that they are one and the same. You lose many here, but then cheer others on. Naji died way too young in these streets, but Sotomayor dreamed of being a judge while sleeping in her sheets. And yes, the hammerman frightened young girls, and Happy Land became victim to the saddest plot, but the parades down the concourse were amazing and epic. Epic resided at the parties on the block. This place has its own rhythm, orchestrated by the disc jockeys who perfectly mix the beats of our birds rhythmic singing, with the dogs barking, with the skipping and screeching of the trains roaring overhead, with the sirens sounding below, with the guns popping all around, with the bachata rocking the ground, with the rhyming lyrics that swayed us and the voices yelling, "What about us?" There's always a go-to song for any occasion. Boy, do we rise to it while strapping on some skates or swinging our hips and throwing up our X's. And you can smell the energy perfuming the air, a perfect mix of sweat from hard work, trash from garbage day, powder from the gun, blood from the injuries, dust from construction, pollen from the trees. And the scent is as yummy and nourishing as pizza on the corner, the sweet cookies from the factory, and the cooking wafting through the communal hallways. In this borough, in my borough, you must know how to give a proper dap. And ayo, and ooh, ooh, and you're properly. And be able to translate the differences between you good, you good, you good. With the wrong version might get your ass kicked up in this hood, but with the right nod, it is in fact all good. This is my pretty, gritty, pretty hood. I was born here, I reside here, and likely will die here. When I'm gone, spread my ashes here for the nights that I cried here. I dined here, slept here, sighed here, kissed here, made love here, danced here, laughed here, lived here. Because I am who I am, all because I am from the top of the city and stood on the top step on the only mainland borough. A borough so great, it comes with a the. So that poem is nowhere else but in this book, and the book is my entire life. Not even my
The live audience like that one.
Thank you. So we're gonna go into my second book that I ever dropped. That's my fourth. This is my second. The first one was my first. Casualty of Love, Why We Hunger. I am hungry. And no, this is not a poem about a fat girl that skipped a meal or two. I'm speaking of a deeper hunger, a different hunger. And this is also not a poem about the sexual hunger of a girl that hasn't gotten laid in years. There's worse hungers than this. This poem is about a hunger deeper than food or sex can fill. It's about a desire for love. Love that many in my generation seek, a hunger that left me seeking it in the arms of my oversized teddy bear while I was still in single digits. I didn't understand what I was seeking, but I knew something was missing. It was created. It's a desire created when our households broke down, when one or both of our parents were locked away, were too high, too sick, or too far locked away to be present. It's a hunger that developed when drugs were introduced into our communities, when HIV bore bastard babies, when fathers went from providing to being the cause of hiding. It's a hunger that mom alone could not fill as she filled her days with 2 jobs to provide for the 3 kids she was left with. See, I have a hunger for a stable love. Not one never present at home, one not shown by example, not the I can do all by myself love. You know it, the bitter, you don't need a man love, but I did. I needed both of you to teach me how to be complete, but dad was trapped in the bottle and mom was buried under work in the government. The government helped create this paradigm by imprisoning the addicted and paying ladies less than their worth or work prove they should earn. Poverty, struggle, loneliness fueled in me a hunger no adult mate can sate. So I hunger still, devouring love prospects because I haven't yet learned to differentiate between examples of healthy love and love for love's sake. So I chase away stability, seeking the arms and the unfulfilling known. Hungry soul, seeking hungry soul. All the while malnourished, never able to do better. After all, how was I ever to learn to eat my vegetables when potato chips was my main source of nourishment? So I hunger still, devouring, I hunger still, perpetually emaciated, starving while seeking an adequate meal. So that's my poem.
Yes.
I'm gonna switch the vibe for a second. It's still all political, but different topic. And then I got some hard stuff, and then I'll end this with something easy. So the erudite's mastery of words. I want to write a poem written with, tripping with 3-syllable words, such great imagery, just to prove that I can master both, that I am more verbose than my typical verse suggests. I want my words to evoke pictographs that tickles and stimulates your cerebrum, persuading you to align your thinking with mine, even if only for a moment, as my balladry inspires one synapses to spark critical thought. But I fear that the ramifications of descending too deeply into hyperbole will steer us towards analogy-filled dead ends, missing opportunities for proper understanding of my phraseology and parlance into my particular truths. I mean, after all, the 2 shortest sentences in the English language are often misinterpreted. The first is the shortest of them all. No. No is a complete sentence whose definition is often skewed, warped, and contorted into the next shortest sentence. Yes. Opposing definitions often mix to the benefit of the hopeful or more so determined beneficiary. Case in point. I said no. I said no. Using the word to be the negative answer to a request. To simply state the requester was not to get their way, I said no. Like many before and many after, but it mutated and translated itself into yes in the ears of the receiver. I said no again and again and again, and even followed that with the action of using full force to try to make space between us two, but no. Somehow, repeatedly morphed into yes, entered into his ear canal, and since all he could hear was yes, after a sequence of no's, after much duress, I finally said the same. So, if the shortest sentence could be so misunderstood, why obfuscate my message with mixed metaphors, leaving things to the recipient's interpretation, especially when the shortest sentence that should not be easy to blur still seems quite obscure. I'd love to write a poem with big words, but there's just too much at stake to leave the understanding left in the hands of fate. So that was after a poet that did a Me Too poem at an event I was at. I never caught her name, but she never. It wasn't her. She wasn't saying Me Too for herself. She was saying I understand for you, but she never said the words. And I was like, that's dope. I'm gonna need to do that. But clearly, use my story instead.
I love that.
Thank you. So I got 3 more for you. These next 2 are gonna wipe me out, which is why the last one's gonna be easy. Repetition. These days, I feel as if I'm about to go postal, if not mental, which suggests my health is about to follow because folks say they're almost one and the same. And right now, parts of me feel borderline insane. Insane. Isn't it insanely interesting how much we repeat the word's definition about repetition and the want of different results? So I must be losing my mind each time I write poems repeating the names of those slain. I'm either wildly optimistic or losing my brain as I summon Amadou Diallo, Sean Bell, Margaret Mitchell, Trayvon Martin, Tamir Rice, Michael Brown, Akai Gurley, Eric Gardner, Sandra Bland, Rakia Boyd, Philando Castile, Elijah McClain, Natasha McKenna, Botham Jean, Atatiana Jefferson, Breonna Taylor, George Floyd, Corinne Gaines, again and again and again, in poem after poem after poem, clearly poetically fixated on this topic, on the topic of how little my life matters in this society. So I sit quietly collecting names as ammunition for the next poem, collecting names so that I can say them repetitively on stages and at mics, whether digitally or otherwise, as if hearing the unending, ever-growing list of names will change the audience member's heart. You know, they say saying things 3 times will make the performance stick in the watcher's brain. So after hearing 3 poems listing more and more names, I wonder, will it connect some synapses in their brains, or am I the one insane losing my mental or physical, with my physical health following suit? Because I sat on trains and counted who stepped on me and followed that with an apology. I often look down after 10, and what did you know? The people who look like me were more likely to do so apologetically. Each ride and every ride I counted methodically, as if me collecting my own stats would stop someone from stepping on me, or would telepathically cause someone to see me, because what was blatantly clear in transit, just as with past employers or in the eyes of government, I don't exist. I mean, other than to make others feel better about their existence, because at least they're not Black. No one really wants to be that. So the constant counting changed no hearts, but heightened the rhythm of my racing heart as I ate the stress of it. No wonder doctors think we feel less pain, because we insanely swallow so much of it, season every meal with it, doing so in hopes to be left alone to exist. And yet I still go to doctors that don't listen to my pain. Shoot. I paid one doctor thousands to listen to my pain, and it was an insane act of repetition, as she kept claiming that she could help me, but her whiteness wouldn't let her see past my brown body, and yet I kept giving her the money that I didn't have, just to have a release valve from the pain created from collecting and listing microaggressions and names that was slowly making me insane. And it's all insane. And my health and mental capacity started to crack because I was Black, as if I had any choice in that. So I choose it every day, which may again prove to be an issue or proof of my insanity. But if I didn't bet on Black, who would? And if someone didn't say their name, who would carry their flames? So yeah, I guess I remain borderline insane, insanely repeating the world's definition on repetition, while repetitively repeating my actions and listing names of the slain, desperately hoping for different results, resulting at the end of this oppression. But that would mean that those stepping on and killing and denying our lived existence repetitiously would check their own insane tendencies, which in fact will let me know for sure that I am not the only one seemingly insane, but it's their insanity that is detrimental to my health and my mental. So we're just gonna get harder on the next one.
The alliteration.
Thank you. Whew. Respite.
Yeah. Breathe.
Seriously. And this is the one that's like, this is my new, I have a poem in the 2X chromosomes called Tell, and that poem takes everything out of me. And apparently this is coming next one of those. So, and I wrote it, and I know he's going around because I saw him pop up as a comment. I wrote it in Box Cutter, which is part of Poetics U's class, but it's being taught by the artist Anubis. We actually have our graduation tomorrow, but this is one of the poems that came out of his assignment. So if it sounds familiar in style, it's because it's stolen from what he taught us. Respite. My fatigued, urban acclimated feet hurriedly stumbled through the life-restoring forest, rushing to where I could go for rest. I desperately need a respite, and it was there. It was here, among the trees that dwarfed me, that I paused, though winded, and stared up into the atmosphere, hoping to escape that which I most fear, the Olympic-sized weight of my race, which is why I raced there, to erase the impact of my differences, just for a moment. I need this moment. Don't ask me to return, and don't placate me with your summer favorite ice cream. Can't you see that my eyes scream and stream the hurt that my words can't expel? Is this a curse? Are all that are born with black skin trapped in a sin-fueled spell, and we are the chosen victims? A curse. Can you just let me sit here and spell, and don't tell me to sniff the lies-filled roses or admire the deceitful tulips when your two lips refuse to acknowledge my existence? Living as I do, trying to peacefully exist is just too fucking tense. And that is why Deputy Clyde Kurd III took his life. Tightrope walking the razor's edge between his black hue and his duty in blue. He grabbed his lifeline from the hands of fate and sealed his own. It was his form of empowerment after realizing that his law enforcement power meant he had none. He, like me, was tired of being a trapped pawn, so he took control, videotaped his swan song, and then like that, was gone. He is gone. But he couldn't see that he was going to be the solution. He was our greatest greatness. His presence was beneficial, but now we are singing benedictions, y'all. And I can't make this make any kind of sense. This world is so outstanding, but we black folks get left standing out on the pavement alone, often on the outside of the rest of society, treated always like we are cursed. I don't want to be, I just want to be. And after much thought and consideration, and honestly some contemplation, I now know I don't want to escape like E or take a Corinne Gang style last stand, but damn, this truly is no easy plight. And my body is weary from this fight, so I will still sometimes flee internally, other times externally to the woods, where my difference matters not, where I can dream up what the could be. It is here that I grab my pen while I deep breathe the forest scene and narrate new realities. Whew. So,
it's the theatrics for me.
Oh yeah,
I was a theater major. So the last poem I'm going to read is from my third book, 2X Chromosomes with Extra Shot of Melanin. You guys have seen,
yes.
Thank you. You guys have seen all my handles down there. I've been told I must do better at promoting myself. So please do follow me at Callie's Camera down there. You can also go to my website, which is darakalima.com. So as you see my name, put a .com behind it. I said, if you join my mailing list, which you can get to via Instagram or my website, you should do that because I'll be releasing the pre-sale maybe next week. And there's something special for those who are part of my mailing list. So that said, I'm going to end all my spiel with my last poem. It's a very short poem. It's the last poem of the book, Black and Women, because it is Women's History Month. Black and women. They can try, but they will fail. See, rather than rage, rather than dull, deserving hurt, she flips the script of her wit, vowing never to let them see her sweat or stress. She masks pain with smiles as it uses it as fuel for greatness. After all, their desire for parts of her is a testament to her majesty. Any attempt at taking hold of her would make foolish Icaruses of them. They can try, they will fail. Her brilliance inspires and scorches. She is too radiant and alluring, too flawless and faultless, too determined and powerful, too resilient and unbreakable for others to ever succeed in diminishing and dismantling all that she is, just for their mortal and greedy gain. Black and women can try, but they will fail. They have tried, and they have failed. Black woman, a woman who is Black, will always prevail. Thank you, Leah V and Jay Rose, for giving me this opportunity. I'm so grateful for you guys.
Thank you. That was Zara. Everybody, you make sure you follow our girl, Zara. What an incredible emotional adventure that was. Stories and things that happened, and we went up and down and all around.
Last thing.
Yeah, pretty much picking up for a ride. Thank you.
That was amazing. That was amazing. Thank you so much, Sarah, for speaking your truth. You make sure you check the comments.
We love
you. My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Show some love to our featured performer. You make sure you add one another. We got. We love you, Sarah.
Yes.
Around too soon. So everybody stick around if you can. Let's see what we got here. That was amazing. Wow. I have all types of feelings in my body.
I know, what a journey. Like, and I love that you did pieces from all of your books. That made me so happy.
Really, that was exceptional. That was exceptional. And I never used
Thank you. It's hard because you don't want to forget, like, once you have all those babies, you can't like leave any, you can't neglect any of your children, right? So you got to figure out how to tie them all together and like give the best possible. But thank you.
I feel you on that. That was amazing. That was amazing. All right, so that was our featured performer. Wow, amazing. We're gonna keep it moving and grooving. We've got a couple people before we get into the lightning round 2. I believe coming to bless the mic right now. Let's put our hands together for Poetically Nate.
Yay!
Welcome back, Nate.
What's up, Nate?
Hi. How y'all doing? It's been a long time since I came here. Happy
We're
New Year
good.
to
How are
everybody.
you?
I've been all right. Meditating. I'm going to do like 2 pieces right quick. One of them is for every woman because it's Women's History Month. All right, so it's called Dear Every Woman. Y'all not just not the producers of the world, but the go-getters of this civilization. We're not your heart, just your hearts, but we pave ways for your women. Single mothers are the superheroes to the sea, and the unborn seed that will prosper sooner than ever. How can men mistreat y'all like trash but we were born in the world by y'all. 9 months, periods, makeup, and everything else that women deal with. It's not compared to what men go through. Being held in room for 9 months with blessings and encouragements can make dreams happen. Thank you for producing dreamers and achievers in this world. Thank you for holding us men down. Thank you for comforting us. Thank you for not killing our babies in the room. Thank you, every woman. All right, that's my first piece.
Thank you.
All right, so I'm going to do the second one. It's called The Kid I Used to Know. I was that kid who they thought I was a dirtbag. I was that kid that they said I was going to never amount to anything but fail. There were so many enemies around me that wanted to see me slip through the cracks of failure, but I didn't know. See, I was the one that cared about anyone, and no reception for anyone. But it's okay though because God knew what He was doing for me. Days were shallow and days were bright, but in the end, I went through it all. Send my love and send my heart, send my true story, because everywhere around me, I was like the greatest kid on the block. This is the kid that I used to know. Thank you. All right.
You guys make sure you follow our guy Nate. Thank you so much,
Yes.
Nate.
So follow us web is poetically.8. And I still got books available. I just got a new shipment. It's only $15. It's called
Hey,
Lost in
published
Wonder.
author.
And J
Yes.
Rose has one of my books. I hope that J Rose read it.
Yes, I have it. I'm in the UK right now, so I don't have it with me, but
How
I
is
have it at
UK?
home.
How is
It's
UK?
dope. It's dope.
Really there for a week?
That was
Are you still in
amazing.
London?
Yeah, I'm still in London.
I am so excited. Like
All right.
all your pictures are giving me like trip memories. I'm like, yes, I love that spot. Oh my gosh, I love your trip. Enjoy it.
Yeah, I'm having a good time.
All right, y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing. All right, we're gonna keep it moving and moving. I know we got Anubis on Diggity Deck, but I believe there's a co-hostess in the building who was gonna spit a little something. I think her name is something to do with like flowers or gardens or something.
Yeah, I'm done with you.
Y'all put your hands together for J Rose.
Guys, I'm actually, what am I looking for here? I'm looking for a poem because I was supposed to be doing that already. All right. I really wasn't sure what to perform because I just didn't really feel like making too much noise while I'm out here. They're gonna be like, these loud ass New Yorkers coming here, making mad noise. I'm gonna do something little old piece, I guess. That
old
I haven't written, yo. I'm sorry. I'm not. I can't write 7,000 poems in 12 months like Dara.
I was like, I wrote 80,000 epic novels.
Anyway, no, I'm gonna do a little old piece right here. It is titled "Poverty Within the Lines," and I actually performed it at the very first event that I hosted, which was a poetry slam. Poverty is not a skin color. It's not made of black and brown faces staring into a camera while a D-list celebrity asks you to be a sponsor. Just for 15 cents a day, poverty isn't a race or religion. It does not lurk behind mosaic stained glass windows or hide within the thorns of Jesus's crown. Poverty is something much more deeply rooted. It's the rusty nail hammered into the palms of our communities, crucifying our children's future before they're even born. Now our roses struggle to blossom from the blood-soaked concrete. Poverty does not consist of deprived hands extended to the world for spare change. It is far more bold than that. It is the lack of opportunities in the false dream that everyone has them. It is the abundance of opportunities and the idea that it doesn't exist in our very own backyards. It is the tainted images of our broken spirits that stand on street corners and dance on poles. These are the images our children are forced to identify with, forced to mimic. Why would they want to be doctors when trapping and stripping puts more food on the table much quicker? Education, self-love, respect for others. Ain't nobody got time for that. Who has time to be all up in some books? Who has time to build themselves or their people while life's paint chips off the crumbling castle walls and brown water pours from the corroded faucets of our unity? Who has the fucking time? And time is money, baby, and that's where our undreamed dreams lay in the hands of the privileged as they actualize what we never even knew to visualize. Because those that went against the grain to escape rarely come back to give back. You see, Poverty is not a country bordered by lines of fire. It's not the state of being extremely poor. It is a state of mind. A mental illness that allows the lack of ambition to fester deep inside. It is the terrorist that keeps fear hostage in our hearts and tortures the sovereign thoughts on our crowns. Poverty is a social status. It is the steel bars that incarcerate our knowledge of self. It is what keeps our sons circling through that revolving door called the prison system. It is the 3.5-inch thick polycarbonate window our babies have to look out of just to get a glimpse of their fathers. Look, but don't touch my child. Now wave bye-bye to daddy because our hour is up. That's my piece.
Powerful.
Thank you, guys.
I like that one. I like that. I don't know if I've heard that before.
I don't do that piece often. But yeah, thank you.
That was amazing. If you haven't already, I don't know what you're doing here, but if you haven't, you need to follow our host, J Rose. _crumbled_thoughts. You make sure you follow the best host in the game. She's an entrepreneur, everything. I should have done the intro before, but we're gonna keep it moving on this majestic Friday evening from quite literally all over the world. We have Anubis coming to the mic, and then we're gonna go ahead and get into round 2 for you, lightning round. But y'all put your hands together for Anubis. Woo!
I know it.
So much love. I love it here. Also, before I start, Dara, that was an amazing set. I had to hop on to support my homegirl Dara. It's always good to be here. And I'm gonna do this piece. It's relatively new. I've been doing a lot this week. So yeah. I don't know. Let's do it. So I named myself the artist Anubis, but I was born by the name Luther of House Isler, the man in the mirror, the Lord of reflection, and first of my name. Or would I be second of my name? My dad and I have the same first name, but our middle names are completely different. As a boy, this bronze idol was the object of my worship, but I swear my father and I are completely different. That Luther was born on the Tar Heels of North Carolina. This Luther was born in the rose concrete of New York City. My father went to North Carolina A&T and dropped out, while I went to New York University and dropped out. Luther was married for 18 years, but couldn't fight the feeling of failure foaming from his mouth when his faith was buried deeper than the father he would never live up to, gave up living a life that I could look up to, got a divorce and ran away from home. I mean, this Luther, was married for 8 years. But my demons danced in the depths of my doubts. Their hands played tug of war with my spinal cord, spirits of depression and isolation on each side of the rope. So I drowned myself in alcohol, to quiet the anxiety, but the liquor only taught my fears to sing in 2-part harmony. They got to keep each other. I got a divorce just to find myself alone. My high school ring had our name on it. A scar carved into his body like somebody who just wanted to feel something, and I feel like it was just yesterday. Visiting with my ring, when Luther said he was leaving everything I used to worship, I took off my ring. I didn't want to see Luther, and to this day, I avoid mirrors because I don't want to see Luther. How do you pray when your idol runs to another family's altar? I didn't even invite him to my wedding. I wanted to ask him how to keep my marriage together, but all I seen him do was run. My ex-wife used to say, when she looked at me, she saw everything I hate about my father, and I'm afraid when I finally hold my son in my arms, will I only see a reflection of his father? I'm afraid if I call him Luther, will he fall prey to unbroken generational curses? Sins of the father visited on the son who couldn't split from the splitting image of his father. The farther I run from faith's familiar embrace, the more I suffer separation anxiety. Dear future, I swear you'll be better than me. Failure will be your rocky bumps on the road, but not your final destination. You use those rocks as a foundation to hold against the storm. You will stand the pressure of high expectations and the heat of self-doubt till the sand under your feet are blown into looking glass. A clear vision of how you see yourself in the world. And Luther will no longer be afraid to look in the mirror.
Woo!
Yes.
Heavy stuff. That was powerful.
That was fire.
Always coming through with the heat. Always coming through with the heat.
Appreciate it.
Thank you so much for joining us. Wow.
Yes.
No.
Such an evening thus far. We're gonna get into a quick lightning round for everybody. So anybody who is watching the show back or needs to hop back in the backstage, back in the stream yard, y'all get on in here. We're gonna go ahead and get right into it. It's been such an amazing night so far. It's looking like we've got. Let me just check this documentals.
These documentals.
All right, so it's looking like we've got AC Lightning on Diggity Deck, but returning to the mic right now to offer us a majestic take on whatever he's offering us this evening. Let's put our hands together for the Great Sigma!
Yes.
All right. Can you guys hear me all right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to do a little bit of magic. I do not think I have performed this on here. I have been saving pieces of my actual live show for, I don't know, just for the eventual in-person performance, but I wanted to follow up my dinosaur poem with my dinosaur trick. So we're going to do something with dinosaurs, and I need a little help.
Dinosaurs.
Yeah. So what I've got here is a piece of amber. And it's not just a piece of amber.
Ooh.
It's a piece of amber with a mosquito in it.
Oh, like Jurassic Park?
Yeah. Except we don't call it that because I don't want to get sued. No, yeah, and we're going to try and figure out what kind of dinosaur this mosquito bit. And to do that, we're going to let, partially by fate and partially by your selection, I've got some dinosaur cards here that I'm going to shuffle through. We've got Apatosaurus, it's a long-necked dinosaur. Got Triceratops. Let's see. Got Iguanodon. I'm just going to keep shuffling and just tell me when to stop.
Stop.
Okay. All right. There we go. We've got a Stegosaurus.
Okay.
Hopefully you know what that one looks like. If you don't, there's Stegosaurus. All right. Now, all we need is first a little bit of magic. And dinosaur cage.
What?
For catching dinosaurs.
Okay.
Yeah. We're going to catch ourselves a Stegosaurus on the count of 3. It's 1. It's 2. It's 3.
The little guy.
There he is. That is our Stegosaurus. All right. Thank you.
My mom was going to bed, but she had to stay to watch those.
Yes.
Good night, Mama.
Good night, Mama Guns. Oh my! You know what? I got so caught up. I didn't put up his info, but you guys already know the Great Sigma at the Great Sigma.
The Great Sigma at the Great Sigma. Yes, that was Jalen, Great Sigma. Thank you so much. As always, let's keep it moving and grooving. You guys, it's lightning round. We appreciate everybody for being here. We got Carlisha on deck for blessing the mic right now. Let's put our hands together for AC Lightning.
Woo! All right, we're gonna keep the rotation doing new things going. How many of us have ever had weird dreams? Right, like has anybody in here ever had weird dreams, stuff like that?
All the time.
Oh shit!
You betcha.
Well, I think you guys might like this poem. I've never really done a poem talking about my dreams like that, so it's definitely a different poem for what I usually write. This poem is called Otherworld Metropolis. Welcome to the upside down universe. This is the yin yang foundation fountain you stick your head in. Light a match explosion that moves your mind. The puff you take as you gaze into another reality, walking on buildings where the surface is shifting. This that Ready Player One simulation. The outer worlds collides with into the Spider-Verse, dripping into the air. This is my leap of faith. The bear blasts off of Kanye's graduation album art, sailing through this mirror dimension while blasting to Dimitri Vegas, All I Need, piled up in the ripped Dodge Challenger, space up to the destination. The Rockaways, buildings looking like Times Square, a metropolis the size of Los Santos and GTA. 9 p.m. in 65-degree weather, the ongoing traffic, streaks of lights from cars passing by. My girl, a combination of my real-life ex and Tiffany from The Shy, pecan brown mixed mocha latte beauty, beautiful lips, girl on fire glow, her stature so voluptuous. I can hear my mom's echo, you better tap that. Hear the ongoing traffic, the sidewalk still. A guy with a black and red hat looking like the rhythm hands me the ability to perform a magic trick. End up pulling out 2 Coca-Colas personalized with my names on. Had to pull a cab over to my surprise. I see a friend who I haven't seen in ages ride a shotgun with a green-eyed female taxi driver who's awestruck by my presence. And a guy who caught my girl's attention, his eyes making laser contact. I'm astonished how I'm seeing my friend for 6th grade. The cab driver using her words like honey to penetrate my soul. My girl was struck by the arrows of the words of this guy. I was trying to get her attention, bring her focus back on me. As I was talking to her, the cab started phasing, splitting into 2 different cars. Her and him in one car, me, the lady cab driver, and my friend in another, racing through these fast lanes in different directions when we get to the destination. I told my girl I want to go home. My heart is caught in the tug of war between me trying to pull my girl from this guy's gravitation and the lady's lust that she has for me. My girl smashed my heart, caught a plane, and went MIA with this guy. Walking to the train station, I hear my friend laughing. And all I could think is getting a lighter and burning one of his eye out. Chasing to catch that train. My friend is running on the side. Cross over to the track with a baby and a photo booth. Takes a picture. Capture saying, know who your fake friends are. Ease the evening with a few performances. Train car shapeshift into a puzzle-like music video. As I'm passing through, lyrics appear on the wall. I sing along with those guys. Transition to another performance in the cafe. Drifted back to some kind of normalcy above the city skylines. All is left is an empty train car with no lights and the luminance of the city below. Ace.
Woo!
Yes.
Oh my God, AC.
I know that sounds so weird, but
that was a bugged out dream.
But I kid you not, I woke up after I had that dream. I was trying to decipher that bad boy for like 3 hours. I was like, what the hell happened? Like, but yeah.
That was amazing. As always, our guy AC. You make sure you follow our guy AC. AC Lightning. We're gonna keep it moving and grooving. Virtual voices, lightning round 2. We got Brandon Basile on Diggity Deck Butts, blessing the mic right now. Y'all put your hands together. Returning to the stage, Carlisha.
She's not in the studio anymore.
Okay, never mind. Woo. All right, we'll see when she gets back. If she gets back in here, we'll throw her on the mic.
Yeah, you can refresh.
Sometimes this thing updates in real time, and then sometimes it doesn't. You know, it's like virtual voices be cool and all because you get people from all around the world, but like fuck a technical difficulty, okay?
They be acting up.
Moving and grooving though. Okay, we got Poetically Nate on Diggity Deck with blessing the mic right now. We haven't heard him yet this evening. Returning contender, you put your hands together for Brandon Basile.
Woo! Unmute yourself.
Hey, what's up? What's good,
What's
everybody?
up? We here.
We out here trying to save the world, as I tell everybody every day. Every day. And so I ain't gonna take too much of your time. I think this poem ain't that long. It's one poem, but it is a bit pertinent, and I want to do it. I'm gonna go ahead and do it now because y'all know the movie on Billie Holiday that just dropped this past weekend, and this poem is a poem I wrote. It was essentially inspired by one of Billie Holiday's albums. I used to listen to a lot in college, but what is interesting about it is the poem itself is written as from the perspective of a woman. And so I said something about that before in the room of writers, and some dude was like, "How you write a poem from the perspective of a woman?" I'm like, "Duh, the fuck." And so it should be very easy if you're a writer. And so this poem is called "Lady in Satin." Oh, me? Don't worry about me. I'll be around to hang around. Oh my God. I'll be around to hang around late into the midnight hour. I'll wrap my arms around you like the hands on the clock on the wall above the bar. It's getting late tonight. In the back corner of the club, I put on your favorite blue dress, but your eyes are sending chills through my skin. You're watching me make my way back to my seat. Your hands left imprints upon my back, and oh, how I love the feeling of you inside of me. Brought by your embrace on me, you will run to me with the smell of cigarette smoke on your clothes, sweat on your skin, face painted with depression at rejection from another lover's embrace. Yes, embrace me. Hands gripping my curves, embrace me. Your lone stone in the sea, cling to your beaten, battered, weathered lover's rock, not your sculptured Venus arisen from the sea. Embrace me. My hands wrapped up your back, fingernails gently caressing the skin on your neck, oh so gently caressing. Smile on my face, eyes of passion and fire. Hell hath no fury like my love. Rest your head upon my breast, share my bed, indulge in the fruits of my orchard, ripe for the picking from your hands. A taste sweeter than the scent on your shirt, a different scent than mine, which is fine. Your latest love will sing you the blues. I will laugh to beat the band. Yes, I'll be around when they're gone. Arms spread ever long, long as the ends of time. I'll be around.
That was beautiful. Look at sentimental, Brandon.
Yeah, all sexy and shit too. Okay.
Hey.
That was our guy Brandon. Make sure you follow our guy Brandon at Restless Soul 13. That is Restless Soul 13. We're gonna keep it moving and grooving in this lightning round. We've got Anubis closing. No, we got Anubis on set. But blessing the mic right now. Y'all put your hands together for Poetically Nate.
Woo!
Yeah, I'm back. I am back. All right,
All
so
right.
I'm back. So I'm gonna come. They're not. This is the piece that I never performed. It's not in the book, but I never performed this at all.
Okay.
It's called "Send My Love." In the '90s, it was a song by Born Jamaicans. It was inspired by it. I don't know if y'all guys knew that. It was like a 90s Jamaican group. Born. It's called Born Jamaicans. So
No,
I'm
never heard.
never heard them. Just look them up. They got good songs. All right, so I'm gonna start it off. When I give my love to you, don't pass it on. I don't want you to catch any feelings when I send one to you. I want you to catch the vibes at a sober night note from the bed to the office, and you may share it in your love songs or on the radio. You're the roses of heart because you're my interest. There's no excuse that we should be connected to each other. Hope we can enjoy your love, and I enjoy my love to you. So don't run away or reject it because you will regret it later. In anyone else, and anyone else wants my love, the door will be open. Not just anyone, those, but those who are genuine and sincere. But break the shackles on my feet. Thank you. Thank you.
Woo! That was poetically stated. Thank you, thank you. Oh,
Thank you for sharing.
Yes, that was absolutely amazing. We are
Can I do
gonna
another?
keep
Can I
it.
do another one?
This is our lightning round, Nate. We are wrapping it up now.
One time, and it's like 4 a.m. when Jay's out, but we can see you in a
All
couple
right.
weeks. So we're
All
gonna
right.
keep it moving, grooving. We've got the artist Anubis coming to the mic right now. Dara, are you doing the second round with us, Dara girl?
You got one more piece to share and close out the night for us?
I can find
Yeah,
something
Dara.
really quick. Yes.
All right. So while Anubis is doing his thing, you find something to close out the night.
So we're gonna have Dara close out the night, but coming to the mic right now, blessing the stage. Put your hands together for Anubis.
He's getting his lips ready. Like,
All right.
what you about to do, bro?
So do you mind if I do something a little adult?
Of course, do your thing.
I know this ain't that night, but I got a new one and I'm gonna read it. All right.
I'm always here for it.
All right. I watch you twirling your pasta, your fork, dancing bachata between slinger fingers, tipped with midnight purple skies. You lift wine glass to lips, a red velvety ombre kiss and sip, earthy with a hint of strawberries. And suddenly, I lose my appetite for food, lost in a highlight zone of you. Wine flows back into wine bottle. In my mind, we're back home. My hand gliding down your bottle shape as you whine with anticipation, and I kiss the length of your neck. My lips travel inch by inch from that spot behind your ear to the dip of your collarbone. My nose intoxicated by essential oils, unlocking a cage, awakening my beast, and I growl into your nape. I hear your breath caught in your throat as your heart skips a beat. My mouth travels down your body to resuscitate the rhythm of your pulse, my tongue drawing circles around your soft breasts, keeping pace with your quickening, circles drawing closer till tongue touches nip, and I suck and flick and nibble, and I kiss your curves so gently, as if to memorize your form, finding my face in the fountain that forms at the honeycomb of your thighs. You see the hunger in my eyes. My hands grip your apple bottom. You whine with anticipation, your aroma sending my mind racing, earthy with a hint of strawberries. Mouth watering, waiting in your wetness to wish upon your gem, tongue teasing your pebble with tornado circles. I suck and flick and nibble, and you grab my hair as pleasure screams pierce silence. It is then that I choose violence. Drunk off the wine that drips from your mind, I remind you, you are mine. Flipping you, Kissing rosy palm prints to your behind. You cry out and crawl in hopes of what comes next. I velvet cup your wrists in separate corners of the bed, nibbled the back of your knees and toes as I restrain your legs. There will be no running today. With hands on your hips, I dip my hard shark into your ocean, ferocious motions of savage hunters, craving each other like wild monster. You buck, and I bear down harder. You squeeze tighter, breathing harder. You bite into the sheets, I bite into your neck. I ravage you like Kraken. You violently push back, and the laps clap, cheeks till screams, and I collapse, and we melt into a puddle of our loving, earthy, with a hint of strawberries. And now you look up from your fork and you ask me, what am I thinking? And I think, I can't wait to get you back home to pour me out another bottle of you.
Yes.
He hit us with the late night.
Let me find out, Anubis.
I hope I'll see you next Sunday at the hotline, Anubis.
Yeah. I'm gonna be more comfortable with that piece. I gotta, knock it out.
Come through.
Voices after 10 p.m. late night. All right.
Wait, hold on. So, ladies watching this, if you like this show, you guys can follow me at The Artist Anubis. It's not just a poem; it's a practice.
Let me find for real.
Oh, amazing!
I love you.
All right, so finishing up the night, you guys put your hands together for our feature poet of the evening. Put your hands together for Dora Kalima.
Thank you. Okay, so this was in response to a suggestion. It's not a happy poem, but it's not a bad poem. Whatever. I'm political. That's what we do. It's called The Key. So this is new-ish, and it's only been read like one other place. So y'all got practically the premiere on this one.
New-ish, new shit.
It was suggested that I write hopeful poems. The key to my success resided here. If I could just turn the ends towards hope, then the horrible truth would be palatable. I was told this today, on a day when some folks just learned about eugenics for the first time in their lily lives. They were shocked and surprised to find that damn near all of the names known of their prized pristine institution had a soiled hand in the dastardly deed. I asked, why now boycott Stanford when still eating Kellogg's for breakfast and before taking in a show at Carnegie and then snapping a few selfies at 30 Rock? I was given this advice, this key to success today, on a day when some folks also just learned that we sterilized women detained in ISIS custody recently. We did the same to imprisoned female citizens of darker color. Eugenicists still practice their science today in the shadows of our hope. Our hope leaves us untethered to reality. And what is there to be hopeful about when Black and brown bodies are still afraid of the water and still struggle to breathe? Where does one find hope when tears line the cheeks of those mourning, those gone to government design? Loved ones are still leaving before their time. The suggester thought I should add sugar to cover the stench of the grain, but someone must scream, the flesh is rotting, so that we can address the decay, limit the death, remove the unsalvageable for the good of the whole entity. Someone must tell the uncomfortable truth. I chose to poem the hardest of truths. I share these words and pen these poems knowing that what change my words might bring. I raise the alarm so we don't remain ignorant to the stink of our slowly spreading demise. It was suggested that I write hopeful poems. The suggester never really understood that with each word was inspired by said hope. So keep penning, everyone. And thank you for having me again.
Yes.
Powerful. That was the way to finish it up. Thank you so much, Star Girl, for blessing us as always. And thank you all, party people, beautiful, majestic artists from all over the place who we love so much for being here with us. I want to ask you guys to keep an eye out on your emails, keep an eye out on your social media. Jay and I, we don't have it finalized yet, but we do have something coming up for the next show, and that's all I'll say about that. So just make sure you check all your stuff. We'll be getting all the information out there.
Well, we could give one hint because this is actually a really big deal. So our next show will mark our 1 year anniversary of doing virtual voices. So you guys definitely tune in for more info on what we're gonna plan to kind of celebrate that big milestone. So stay posted, guys. Thank you for coming out. It's late as fuck out here, so I'm going to sleep.
As we all going to bed, Jay's especially going to bed. We'll see you guys in a couple weeks. Love you all.
Travel safely, J Rose. Have a good night. Thank you again.
Thank you. Good night, guys. Love y'all. Keep growing.
Good night. Peace.
We don't have Phoenix here to say it.